In Canada, when you want to become an interior designer, it's actually really simple. We can talk to the design team a little bit today too and ask each one individually how they became an interior designer. But step one is really getting your interior design training. Good morning. So a lot of you guys have been asking me, I would have to say, I think one of the top questions, hands down, that comes in, whether it's through YouTube, whether it's Instagram, just through my social media, is a question around how to become an interior designer. And so I want to answer that because you guys have been asking that question so much, and I think I can give a lot of value around this topic. And I've been reading between the lines a little bit, I think, so you guys can let me know if this is correct or not. But I believe when you guys are asking me how to become an interior designer, I believe what you're really asking is, how did I get to where I am? I didn't know that interior design even existed as a career. When I thought of interior design in university, it wasn't necessarily an option for me because I was like, well, I don't really want to pick paint and fabric for a living. Like, that sounds boring. And once I graduated from university, I kind of fell into the design industry as fate would have it, and moved to Calgary, got a 2-bedroom place with my best friend, and landed a job at Ellipsis Design. It's no longer in Calgary, but at the time, Ellipsis Design sold furniture and we did home consultations. And Ellipsis Design, its signature was we would design furniture in-house, send those designs to places like China, have them built, and these furniture pieces would come back for clients. And so that was my whole introduction into the design field. Prior to that, I hadn't professionally done anything design-wise. And I decided I didn't want to stay in Calgary, so I moved back to Vancouver. Thought, you know what, I don't totally know what I want to do with my career. I know I want to have my own business, but I don't even know what that looks like right now. I'm just going to enroll myself in design school and take a course, and I'll just see what happens. I'll take it from there. Enrolled myself in one course and completely fell in love with what we were doing. Like, loved it. I love that we were talking about color theory. I couldn't believe that this was school. Like, it just completely did not feel like school to me. When I went to school, I did 1 year, I did the certificate program at the British Columbia Institute of Technology at BCIT, and that was enough for me. I didn't want to go on anymore and chose not to. So a lot of what I do today is largely self-taught. But as usual, when we're filming a day in the life, you guys get to come along for the ride. So you guys get to see the inside, the inner workings. Oh, and I wanted to ask you guys actually, because I think me and my team included, we need a little bit of reassurance from you guys that you're not bored with the day in the life stuff. For us, you know, we show up at the office every day and then we film part of our days, and so sometimes it can feel a little bit repetitive. But I just need to know from you guys that you're not feeling like it's repetitive. I don't think that you are, but I think it would just be good if you guys let us know in the comments below. Adrian, could you do me a quick favor? Is there any way that you could run down and grab just a bagel with cream cheese? Last week I pulled 14 pairs of shoes that I'm gonna donate to Dress for Success. Oh yeah. Yeah. You know, I love purging. With where House of Bond is at right now, I've built a really awesome company, and I'm so excited with so many of the opportunities that we have coming up. And last week, I spent a little bit of time doing some business development with some potential new clients. We have a huge opportunity because I don't know of another firm in Vancouver that's doing multifamily work, residential work, restaurant work, retail work. So we have this like really diverse portfolio, which to me is like super, super, super exciting. I feel like we're doing such a good job of differentiating ourselves in the marketplace, and that's only going to continue to grow. And I also feel and truly feel like I've never been as excited by the team as I am right now. So I feel like everybody that's on the team, I'm so, so excited about what you bring to the table. The audience, everybody has been asking me how to become an interior designer.
Oh my God. Okay.
So I feel like everybody has different paths, but I feel like the number one way is you would go to school for design.
Yeah.
What was your path? How did you start working here? Like, what were the steps after high school?
Basically, right after high school, I jumped straight to college, so I didn't take any time off. Went straight to school, finished my program. When I was finished, I took about maybe 6 months off, and then basically jumped to my first firm, and I just kept working my way up. It was like
and when you went, so you graduated high school, and then you went to an interior design school.
Yeah, so VCAD, that was only about 1.5 years long.
Which is the Vancouver College of Art and Design?
Yes. Yeah.
So that's in Vancouver. So this is what I was saying earlier, because if people want to know how to get into interior design, there's interior design specific schools that set you up for working in the field.
And now I see, or I'm hearing a lot, that the programs are now getting more and more intense, and they're getting a lot longer.
Yeah.
Now it's like stretched out to 4 years, if not even 6 years.
Oh, crazy. 6 years? Like if you're doing it part-time.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying too. When I went to BCIT, I only did the 1-year program. But at the time, you could only do a diploma, so you could only go to school for 2 years, whereas now it's a degree program, so it's a 4-year program. Christy, how did you become an interior designer?
How did I become? School. For like 10 years.
What was your path?
Well, I started at BCIT, and I started part-time because I already had a full-time job.
Yeah.
And then I kind of just tested out the waters, really liked it.
And you started a little bit later too. Like you weren't like Karina, where Karina started right after high school.
Yeah.
No. You didn't start right after high school.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the reasons why I went to BCIT was because they offered part-time.
Yeah.
So then I didn't have to commit fully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like me too. I didn't want to do a full-time program.
Yeah.
You know, people ask me all the time, Karen, what courses should I take if I want to become an interior designer? That's an odd question for me because in Canada, there's interior design specific schools. So I don't know if other schools offer electives that have anything to do with interior design. As long as you can get into a design school, I think those are the courses that you should take. And we're going Kat, how's that going? I mean, you guys probably just started, but...
Yeah, I mean, this is what I had redlined on Friday.
Okay.
And then so Jill has given me a bunch more that I'm going to redline now. And
Perfect.
basically, as soon as she's like done, she's just going to print it and just keep handing it to me.
Okay.
And then
I'm already doing
she's starting the red line, so it's kind of going in like an assembly line.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
awesome.
That's what's good.
That's good. Yeah.
So I have a deadline to send all the drawings to print for 4.
Yeah.
So that it can be ready for you tomorrow. Is that still your plan to redline tomorrow morning?
Tomorrow afternoon?
Afternoon? Okay.
Okay, so then you feel good about that then?
It's a lot of stuff. Like, I don't think it's going to be 100% done for you to look at tomorrow.
No.
But, like...
I don't expect it to be 100% done for tomorrow, but what would be great is, like, there's a package. We can start looking at, you know, floor plan, RCP, finishes plan, and then I'll start looking at the elevations so that if we need to lay out the package, we can do that.
Yeah.
For me, it's about the technical training. You need to learn how to read construction drawings. You need to learn how to draft construction drawings. That technical skills that you learn at design school is something that you have to learn at school. You really can't learn that on the job. No matter how hungry you were, there's no way that I would hire you as a designer, even an intern designer, if you didn't have some of that background first, because it's just the programs that we use are too complicated to teach. You can't learn that on the job. And for me, it just wouldn't be a good investment. It would be way too time consuming. So for anyone that's thinking about getting into the design field, that is the first place to start, is to go and get your training with a very technical, savvy design school, because that's going to set you up for getting a job, and you will be very, very, very employable if you've got a really good technical background. You know, I left school early, and as some of you guys have asked me why, and you know, part of it was because one of the instructors in design school, who practically failed me on one of my last projects. And even today, looking back, I think this woman just had a chip on her shoulder for whatever reason. She couldn't hack it in the industry. But her barely passing me on my final project meant that I couldn't go on to do the diploma program, even if I wanted to, without having to redo the course. And you know what? By that time, I was doing my training part-time. I had, like I said, already gone to university, had already done a double major. I had studied abroad. I had a full-time job while I was going to design school at Stantec Consulting, a huge engineering and architecture firm. I was doing tons of sustainability work. I was working on a number of amazing buildings around Vancouver. And I had a little bit of experience working with other firms, a small residential firm, right when I got out of interior design school. And then basically after working at that firm for only a few months, I decided to go out on my own right away, because I got an opportunity to work on a restaurant project. And that was really exciting to me. I really wanted to take that on, so I did. And now, fast forward however many years later, about to go into my celebrate 9 years in business at House of On, worked on huge projects, international projects, have built my business. I've said it before, there's no formula to success. There's no formula. You can't do what I've done and then just poof, you know, end up where I am, because your background might be different, your emotional tolerance for building a business might be different, you might come from a different circumstance. I don't know. It's like all of those factors that contribute to you getting to where you want to go. Becoming an interior designer is not a difficult thing. Starting a business is much more difficult, but growing and actually sustaining and scaling a business is the hardest thing that you could possibly do. So, you know, are you up for the challenge? I hope that some of that information was helpful to those of you who have been asking about how to become an interior designer. I hope I was able to summarize that nicely for you and that you got something out of this episode. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. Chris and I just arrived in Edmonton. We're having a chill weekend this weekend, hanging out with the family. I'm actually so excited.
Robot. I know, it makes me feel so like you hear it a couple of times, you think, oh, it's not nice. And you're like, I don't think it's so nice.